ZNA. I'm Castor Seda, joined once again by Zyrene, and we're going to be getting into our next set of games very shortly. We just watched an incredible set between ManCloud and Guard Knight.
Yeah, and they played a very aggressive set, and actually Guard Knight took it 2-1 over XLCS player ManCloud. So bringing the aggression to one of the most aggressive mid laners, ManCloud holds the record, is tied for the record for most kills in an LCS split. And he just got 2-1'd by Guard Knight.
Yes, and in the set before that, we did see Zhao challenge Feed-On and win that set 2-0, making it look effortless. But I am very intrigued to see the difference in these styles. Zhao played the patient farming AoE damage style, but on the other hand, both ManCloud and Guard Knight, they were out for blood.
Yeah, they really just wanted to take it to each other with the longsword 3 potion start as opposed to the cloth armor, which, I definitely respect, and I think it's a little more entertaining. But of course, from the strategic point of view, there are a lot of things that went on in the match against Feed-On, where Feed-On was pushed against a wall very quickly by Xiao, and he couldn't really do anything. He had to... you can't manipulate that type of situation to your advantage, because Xiao was just playing him from 3 different angles and being conscious of the 3 ways that he could win by taking the turret, by taking the first blood, or by being 30 CS up, and he made Feed-On constantly have to think about all 3 of them. Whereas with ManCloud and Guard Knight, they were like, we're going to kill each other. Yeah. Whoever kills the other one first wins. That was their style.
And that aggression definitely paid off for Guard Knight, but now we're going to be getting into our next match. If you go ahead and head over to the bracket on Esportspedia or Azubu's Best ZNA Hub.
Zub. I can't wait for that champion to come out.
Yes, exactly. Next champion from Rito. We're going to see Chunky Fresh challenge Fishing for Earth. Now, Chunky Fresh, I think he's in a bit of a good position, however.
Yeah, he's also the substitute for Team Fusion. He subbed for Glebe Glarbu in the NALCS expansion online portion, but of course he was subbed out, and he's still part of their support staff, and they scrim with him sometimes and sub him in. I think he's also transitioning to the top role, maybe filling in there for them, just seeing where he can kind of fill in, because he's a mid laner before moving him to support. He ended up having a really good showing there, and moving to top I think is probably going to be no problem for him either.
Yeah, and his opponent, Chunky Fresh, on the other side, is a Fizz main, so it's definitely...
Fishing for Earth.
Fishing for Earth.
Yes.
Did I say Fishing for Zed?
No, you said Chunky Fresh.
Chunky Fresh. Oh, I'm looking at the entirely wrong. Yes, Fishing for Earth
it's all good.
Is a Fizz main. His name actually originates from Chum the Waters, in which Earth erupts from the depths. He did have 700 games on Fizz last season out of a total of 1,300, and only 7 on Zed.
Yeah, Zed is not his most played champion in solo queue ranked, but he still loves to play assassin champions, loves to play people who can go in and just continue to deal damage and then have to get out. So, counting down the last little bit of that.
Yeah, this is the last bit of countdown between Chunky Fresh and Fishing for Earth. And it's going to be Chunky Fresh 3-0. Fishing for Earth decided he had other things he needed to do.
It's really impressive to go 3-0 in a best of 3.
Yes.
That is just pulling out some great stops there. Chunky Fresh going godlike. And Fishing for Earth, not showing up. That's okay. We're going to move on to our next matchup, which is Xiaolon versus Poppers OP.
Yeah, and this is going to be exciting. Xiaolon, Masters solo queue player with an incredibly diverse champion pool, but he hasn't played a single ranked game of Zed in Season 4.
Yeah, it's a little concerning, but at the same time, he has such a diverse champion pool. He's very well-versed, but the thing is you got to only know one champion for this tournament, and that's that one, Zed.
Yeah, spawning onto the Rift, you can see Xiaolin and Poppers OP. Poppers OP in the blue and Xiaolin in the red. Now, Xiaolin, he's a very high-skill player. He actually was a Nidalee main for a very long time.
Yeah, and being a Nidalee main, I talked about it, you really just have to know one champion here. And he had this whole thing where he was trying to make an account where he had 0 losses on Nidalee. It's usually never a really good idea to make an account and to be like, I'm never going to get a loss. I mean, even people in Challenger have losses on their best champions getting up there. When you're very low, you're going to have people who sometimes leave your game, sometimes have connection problems. So he only got so far. I think he got 45-2, and then he's like 2 losses completely. There's a smudge on his record, and he's done with it.
He flubbed the account. He also has a couple of alts called Jing Yi,
30 seconds
which
until
I
minions
believe
spawn.
translates to blue animal, which is slang for Smurf.
Yeah,
So,
it's a blue animal.
Yeah, he's showing us how to do it. Now we are loading into the Rift one more time. This time it's Popper's OP who's right on the flow, opening with the longsword health potion. Xiaolan. He couldn't quite make up his mind there. He bought it, sold it, bought it again, and now a blue trinket.
Yeah. So the thing with the yellow trinket is it could
Minions
possibly
have
give up a
spawned.
CS to the person. You never know. Like, just in case, and every little bit counts in this game. So the blue trinket, if you're going to face check a bush, it still gives them that little extra. It's harder to mess up. So you don't have to place it directly in the bush to get it. You still get vision of them from a large distance away. We talked a lot about Xiaolan, who's taken the ignite and the exhaust, but then there's a flash and ignite. Sorry, flash ignite on Xiaolan. Popper's OP. Oh no, I've been tricked. The thing at the top is backwards. Rah! Sorry, I was right the first time.
It's swap around.
So,
Yep.
so yeah, Popper's OP has the flash and ignite, and then Xiaolan actually has the exhaust and the ignite. So the exhaust ignite, little more combat savvy summoners there, but we did see Guard Knight take us the set with those summoner spells. And we talked a lot about Xiaolan, like I said. Popper's OP though. This guy loves assassins, Lee Sin, Yasuo, Riven, and then Zed is pretty much his 4th most played. So 16-year-old kid coming in here.
Very young. He's actually young enough to get level 2 first. And immediately throws out the Living Shadow. Xiaolan has his own down just a little tiny amount in health.
Got to be young enough for those levels, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's also,
He levels up faster. Because time is it's relatively faster.
I guess, if you go
You
by
have
relativity.
experience left in your memory, so you have more room.
So time just kind of slows down as you get older.
Yeah.
That's the
The long summer days pass by on Summoner's Rift. Actually, this isn't Summoner's Rift anymore. This is the field. No, it is Summoner's
it's Summoner's Rift.
Rift. Exhaust goes down. Popper's OP is forced to jump away. He's still got his flash and his ignite. But Xiaolan is dangerously low here. If Popper thinks he's fast enough,
It's still that passive that they both have to worry about. Popper's OP, he has the energy advantage, but he's not going to punish Xiaolan at all because he doesn't want to take that extra auto attack to the face. They're both out of potions, and they're both going to rely on auto attacks. He's going to flash in.
oh, when he goes, the ignite takes down. He gets
Ooh!
first blood, but barely. Popper's OP takes game number 1.
Sub 50 HP there
Yep.
was the difference in that. So Popper's OP taking that first game. So far, Flash Ignite's been coming out on top of Exhaust Ignite. Surprising.
Very incredible trade right there. Really neck and neck. I feel like Xiaolan had thought that he had it.
Yeah.
He was looking for it, but it was just a one microcosm away. And I wonder if he's going to try something different this time.
Wow.
No, it's
to
again double
Summoner's
longsword.
Rift.
That's a lot of AD.
Yeah, Popper's a
They're both running the AD. None of them have like that 6 extra armor that we were seeing before. They got 85 AD coming out the gate here.
very, very high amounts of damage. Actually,
Pretty much mirrored. Everybody we're seeing play against each other is pretty much mirroring each other's rune pages, masteries, and their starts. We haven't seen a longsword versus a cloth armor yet. We've only seen longsword potions against each other.
30 seconds until
Only thing
minions
that's really been
spawn.
different in matchups between people is summoner spells. Right. We've seen one person take flash, one person take exhaust, and then Xiao, we saw them both take the same thing. So very little differences here between players, but when they play each other, but in different matches. I'm really excited to see as this tournament progresses when like Xiao plays with his cloth against somebody who has a longsword or somebody with this exhaust going up against somebody who maybe brings TP. Like there's all these different things that could happen, or a barrier.
yes, the completely different play styles and how they interact with one another should make for incredibly interesting matchups. And already we can see the first skill shot landed by Popper's OP. It's Xiaolan, who's a little bit on the defensive side. Very calm start. I like, I really appreciate the emote spam. I think that's actually a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do during that first couple of seconds there? There's no way to invade them because they're cut off by the boundaries, unless you want to go out of bounds and have a forfeit thrown your way. And look at that. The auto attack trade coming out with all that AD that they've gotten for themselves. Immediately trading right off the bat. It's all about landing those shurikens. It's all about taking that minion damage when you can and making the other person take even more for the trade. It's just trading back and forth. You're not going to have a jungler in these.
It's the most minuscule of advantages.
They
right
add
now,
up.
the only difference is 1 AD that Popper's at. He's at 86. Oh, now he's got level 2. That advantage not so minuscule anymore.
Yeah. Jumping it up to 91, you level up the Living Shadow, gives you that extra bonus percentage increase in your AD.
Xiaolan mirrors it as well. It's kind of interesting. So we saw the hyper aggression out of Guard Knight and Man Cloud, and they both went for Razor Shuriken followed by Spinning Slash, and they didn't look to get aggressive until level 3 when they had their full combo plus Summoner Smoke. But this time, it's a different style. It's tossing out the Shadow to try to harass with auto attacks, harass with your abilities instead.
Yeah, it's really just a very energy reliant kind of play style here where they're trying to whittle each other down. And what it's trying to do is they're just going to throw down spells over and over again until they whittle a person's potions down and their effective HP. Like right now, Popper's OP has a lot more effective HP in the tank than Xiaolan does, but he has to trade that up.
Oh, and the Flash is burned. Double Summoners used by Xiaolan, but he's got a pretty nice advantage. He's up in health. He's got no health potion burning.
Still potions in Popper's OP's inventory, though. Yeah. Popper's OP is actually going to make this a wash, and he had all 3 left. So he is actually in a better position, especially since he has 1 summoner spell left, that Ignite. Popper's OP is actually winning this little tug of war because he has so much HP just left in his tank, too.
And he's a little bit ahead in CS, so if we do get to see recalls out of these incredibly aggressive compositions, that's going to result in at least 1 more health potion in Popper's OP's pocket.
Yeah, he's got a lot of HP to kind of carelessly burn off on himself, and that might force Xiaolan back a lot sooner than he wants to, because now Popper's OP can actually take some pretty poor trades for himself because he has that potion available.
Xiaolan being punished just a bit, down in 6 CS. Here's the cannon minion wave, and there's the recall. Popper's OP knows it's coming, and he starts shoving.
He's got to shove it hard. It is the cannon minion wave, and that's what he was holding out for. But no, he's going to stick around. Down 12 CS, 13 CS. It's not going to get any better here either, because Popper's OP can continue to just harass him underneath the turret. And getting these ranged minions is going to be a little harder.
Yeah, remember, Popper's OP still has his Ignite. So it feels like going for a kill.
Yep, it's a 10 CS difference there. Out of all those creeps, he only got 3 of them underneath the turret. It's going to be another push. He keeps hesitating on the back. This is not a cannon minion wave. He missed that little window of opportunity with the effective HP in that wave.
Xiaolan, I think he's looking for the level 6 to try to go for a dive.
It'll be really hard. He's continuing to be pressured here, and that turret just takes tiny bits of damage every time. Like right now, he's not getting damage onto Xiaolan. He's getting damage onto that turret. And once again, it's not a cannon minion wave. Popper's OP realizes this, keeping the pressure up, has every advantage in his pocket. CS, turret damage. He's very well within kill range, but that's going to force Xiaolan back, and that's going to be a Vamp Scepter actually in his inventory, so he's not buying anything except for that Doran's Blade.
Yeah, Xiaolan expecting to take a lot of damage with this. I think it might be that he's going for the Bilgewater Cutlass, and wow,
yeah.
Poppers is able to afford it.
Yeah, way more gold right off the back there, having a 17 CS advantage on the back. Buys 5 potions for himself too, so buys 4 more, and he has so much effective HP, and that extra burst of damage from the Bilgewater Cutlass is going to make up for him not having a Doran's Blade.
Now it's 16 CS lead in favor of Popper's OP. He's only about 2 or 3 minions away from level 6. Xiaolan hot on his heels, but way down in raw AD. Look at the raw harass combo out of Popper's OP. Brings it down to 3/4 health with 1 incredibly efficient trade and 5 health potions from Poppers. I think we know his MO. Whoa, Death Mark used. He gets right onto Poppers, who just casually walks away. He jukes the damage by turning it back around. Ignite onto Xiaolan.
There's so many minions, though.
It's ticking down. Xiaolan has nowhere to go. It's first blood. Poppers OP takes the series 2-0.
And despite having all those minions there, he realizes he can take the damage, and the extra slow from the Bilgewater Cutlass is so hard to outrun when you don't take flashes and you use your Living Shadow and engage. So Popper's OP, realizing everything that was down for Xiaolan and turning it back around on him, was really well done there.
Yeah, just getting the level 6 at just the right moment and timing it. It can be so tempting to say, all right, we're just going to throw it down immediately, but he held onto it for that 1/2 a second to avoid that last tick of the death mark and dodge the damage completely and end up taking the win. Now, we're about to go into our next match. Coming up, it's Huhi versus Abao222.
Yeah, Abu222 was a mid laner for Fission Esports for the expansion tournament. It's a tournament that was Azingi's team at the time. They didn't get very far, and he ended up having a pretty good showing for himself, but he needs to have a good showing here today against Huhi, who's from Team Fusion.
Yeah, that's going to be a very difficult matchup. Huhi reached rank Challenger 1 in Korea solo queue. If that's not worthy of commendment, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, and Huhi, just to break it down, he played on Big File when he was in Korea. He was participating in the OGN, and yeah, his name is Who Is He in this game. Who is he? It's Huhi. Actually put some grammatically correct parts in there.
He did.
But yeah, so Huhi, he played on Big File, which went 0-6 in the OGN group stages. So that sounds really poorly, sounds really bad, but he played against SK Telecom T1. He played against a team that had just won Worlds last year. And also Samsung White, which went on to win Worlds the next year. So he ended up in a really bad group with a bunch of teams, a bunch of players. I think the CJ Frost was in there too, that were just in the middle of kind of passing the torch off to the next one. And they were kind of the recipient in the middle who got burned.
Yeah, it was unfortunately the group of death for Huhi, and he did suffer a lot of deaths from the hands of those excellent mid laners, but this is a chance for him to redeem himself. If he can make it to the best ZNA, then that will easily put him on par with the remaining excellent Zed players still in Korea. Now, we're starting to see a bit of a different style come out of these two. It looks like aggression from Huhi with the longsword health potions and sustain with the cloth armor from Abu222.
So we're finally seeing the matchup between them where they have different summoner spells and different starts right off the bat. Longsword versus cloth armor. 3 potions versus 5 potions. A lot more effective HP and sustain from Abu222, but Huhi is going for a more aggressive, and you can even see it there with the exhaust and the ignite. Whereas on Abu222, he has exhaust and teleport. He's going for the whittle down game. He's going for, can I get this person to back early and then punish them with CS and turret damage? So Abu222 can actually take very poor trades, he just has to avoid the all-in. That's all he has to do. So he has to sustain, clear, not miss minions, and keep going for it.
Very different play styles coming out of these two, and Abu222 already showing a minor advantage. He's got a wave, and pressuring Huhi under the turret already is a bit of a tough situation because he started with that Razor Shuriken. He can't use AoE to deal with it. It's all single target from him, and with the quick level 2, he's already playing it nice and defensively. Abu222, he's got an advantage, and he knows.
Yeah, Abu222, like you said, starting with the Shadow Slash and the Living Shadow, as opposed to the Razor Shuriken. So he wasn't looking to do damage to Who Is He? He was looking to do damage to the minion wave and shove it into the turret as fast as he could.
Speaking of shoving, Huhi's starting to get a big wave of his own, but Abu222 clears it right out. It's even so far between these two. Only 1 CS difference, but Huhi, he's the one who's lower health than Abu222. That's not the way his matchup should be played.
Yeah, at the same time, though, he has a lot more effective HP on Abu222 because of the extra health potions. The armor is going to reduce a lot of percentage of the damage that Huhi's going to be throwing out there. But Huhi immediately turns it around and starts shoving it in because of the level that he got for himself before Abu222.
Yeah, so this is the big question. How does Huhi play this right now? He's going with this aggressive style against a sustained-based Zed. Is he going to play it CS, nice and patient, or
I don't know.
wait for the kill?
I don't think he can. He can't play it patient against the TP. The TP is going to punish you too hard because Abu222 just has to back and then immediately hit that button and he's back in lane. So he gets to do that very frequently. I like this backing spot.
Very early recall out of Huhi. He's pulling Abu222 way out of position. But Abu222 cancels the recall. Huhi misses even more CS. He's down by 6 now.
And that's really the game that Abu 222 is trying to play here. Huhi, it might make him a little impatient too. I know he's more of an aggressive player. He's the guy who likes to split push on LeBlanc and likes to split push on Zed back in the expansion tournament and not really stick with his team for the most part. And he's kind of making these plays and trying to put people on a timer. But right now, he's being put on a timer by Abu 222.
Yeah. It's showing how uncomfortable he is. You can watch where he places his living shadow. He doesn't put them in the mini wave to clear. He puts them on a Boo 222 to try to trade and harass. And that's not how he should be playing this matchup. He's got to get more CS. He's got to keep even with Boo 222, who's playing that calm sustain. There he goes again.
I don't know how much I agree with that. I think that he's actually playing it correctly for what he wants to do, because he's getting all of the potions out of Abu 222. He burned all 5 of them out. If he's not doing any damage to Abu 222, he's taking the free damage himself. Because Abu 222 is just trying to shove the waves, get the CS, and do whatever damage he can to Who Is He, because he has the teleport. If you can get him out of lane, it's an even bigger win for him. So right now we're seeing that the Cloth Armor 5 start just seems to be a very good start for all of these players. He's going to back and actually use the teleport so that he has combat stats over Who Is He. But look at that, the interruption there. Good shuriken throw.
Great cancel out of Huhi, but unfortunately that keeps him locked in lane with the Boo 222, who's getting moderately close to level 6. I don't think he's going to be able to get it off this wave, but if he waits for that next minion, the next wave, he should be able to achieve it. It's exhaust and teleport on a Boo 222.
Huhi actually goes off to the side. He wants to go over and back in the middle of this wave. He doesn't have the teleport. That is on a Boo 222, and he has that advantage for himself.
Yeah, it's a Bilgewater Cutlass out of Huhi. Pure aggression. 222, still no recall. He gets a Cannon Wave minion for himself, which is pretty stellar. That means he's going to be able to not really push it quite so hard. Lucky for Huhi. Still could end up punishing him on the other hand. Huhi finally makes it back in. And any second now we're going to see that teleport. I'm curious to see how Abu 222 transitions out of this Cloth Armor. And a Bilgewater Cutlass of his own, he's just a full step above.
Yep. It's one of those just situations where he's going to come back and he's still going to have that Cloth Armor, right? The fact that Huhi's able to get that Bilgewater Cutlass is because he had the Longsword start, right? So now they both have that for them. And look at this. It might be just the trading that they're looking for. Abu 222 is lower than he should be.
They both go low. The Death Mark is dropped. He should be able to turn this around unless he gets the auto attack.
Oh!
It's Huhi who picks up round number 1 over Abu 222. Man, that was close.
Yeah, he didn't really punish him too much for the back there. Huhi just walked right up and then was already in lane before Abu 222 was able to teleport back in, and then they just took really poor trades off of that, and Abu 222 used too much energy, and then he was taking autos the entire time. Also, the fact the Ignite came into play there over the teleport was really big. Abu 222 ended up in a situation where he had to play Huhi's game. He had to play the all-in game, and he lost.
Yeah, it was very, very close between the two of them, and it was a good attempt from Abu 222 to dodge, but it just didn't quite work out as well as he wanted to. Speaking of working out for you guys, we have an opportunity for some of our viewers to exercise their fingers a bit. We've got some giveaways for you, and we just wanted to announce some of these winners.
Oh, yeah. So for the Poro bundle, we have Alex Yu, who ended up winning that for himself, and
yeah,
from New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah, I know.
Not a good place to work out, but well, maybe it is. Speaking about
you work out in a Jersey.
Yes,
not in New Jersey.
But what if it is in New Jersey?
If it's in New Jersey, then dang.
If you're in New Jersey in New Jersey,
you're getting it all sweaty.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting.
But a Snowdown bundle for 2013 goes to Dennis Winkle from the Netherlands.
I assume it's cold there, especially this time of year. It feels appropriate.
And the Snowdown bundle,
polar opposite,
from for the 2012 one, goes to Lucas Ferreras from Brazil.
Yeah, that's very nice for him to have. We do have a $10 RP card to give away to Ben Lewin from Ohio as well. I'd say Ohio is in between the Netherlands and Brazil. Not like a direct line, but in terms of severity of climate.
It's
perhaps
somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Anyway, BZNA t-shirt goes to Daniel Felipe in Portugal, which is probably actually between Brazil and the Netherlands now.
No, it's on the other side. Oh,
Yeah?
yes, it is. No, it isn't. I was thinking.
Geography lessons.
Yes. This is the reason that we watch the best ZNA. If you guys want to participate in this giveaway, scroll on down to find that donate button at the bottom of the screen. Click it and donate to your charity of choice, and we will put you into our drawings for some of these giveaways. So far, we've already had 2 donations since we last checked in. Could be 3.
Yeah, it's 2 right now from Brian Brito giving us $10. Thank you. And also Dimitar Milanov for also $10. So thank you guys for the Extra Life and Humane Society donations. And
yeah, those are going to go 50-50 to both of the charities, Extra Life and Humane Society, as you can see on the screen. Very generous of you to give that in that manner.
yeah, I'm really close to if I wasn't casting, I'd probably be donating right now. So I will probably in a bit.
Yeah.
You know, but also you don't have to donate to be a part of the giveaways. You just have to go to the website and do some publicity. You know,
Yes.
you can enter into the contest. We have like 6,000 people who have entered. There's still a lot of time to be entered into it. You can go to the website and enter at content.azubu.tv/best-z-na-hub. And it is
Hyphen.
there somewhere. Like, that is the long way to get there. I'm sure there is a better way to get there, which looks like it's at the bottom of the page, I hope. Yeah, it's at the bottom of the page there. You can see it. Content.azubu.besttv. It's right there.
Or you can Google Best ZNA Hub.
Look at that.
We are the very first result.
7,500 entries into the contest. And 32 hours left. I think they added more hours onto that.
Oh, did they?
Looks like we just don't want this stuff anymore. Take it away from us.
Yes.
We have all these RP cards. Just take them away from us. We don't want these anymore.
We don't actually want to go to the LCS or OGN. We want to send you instead.
Yes, exactly. And the one lucky person will get to go to the OGN or the LCS or the EU LCS, depending on your region. And, you know, if Worlds ends up there, then we'll send you to Worlds too. So whichever region you're in, you'll go to the respective large tournament there. And all you got to do is go to the website. And even visiting the Azubu on Facebook enters you in. So you can enter by that. You can enter by tweeting on Twitter. You can follow Azubu TV on Twitter. You can get +1 there. You can enter multiple times. I think up to 10, something like that.
Wow. Very nice to get all of those entries. But speaking about different ways to go in, we're about to get into game number 2. We are in game number 2 between Abu222 and Huhi. And we just saw Huhi take game number 1 with a very, very close play. That last second Deathmark auto attack. I think actually Abu222 would have killed him if he had not himself died right there. And I assume that's the case in all seriousness. But
man, I would have had that guy if I didn't die.
If I was dead, yeah. So
if he got me to 0 first.
Death marks on each other, but Huhi had the auto attack first. And his auto attack was able to proc a little bit more burst.
Well, also Huhi did the damage first and put Abu222 in a very reactive situation.
Yes.
But he was below 50% HP first, so he was able to get the Contempt for the Weak and then continue to snowball the damage off of that. So also the fact that the Deathmark damage wasn't dodged by Abu222 was really big. Yes, he tried. A little bit off there.
Didn't quite make it. It's only a 0.75 second window, and unfortunately Abu222 missed it as it slammed on his ninja-like face. He doesn't make a very good ninja if there are windows slamming onto him, but this time he's going for the exact same style once again. It's Cloth 5 against Longsword Health Potions.
Yep, and I like seeing these clashes, but Abu222, he doesn't take TP this game. He wasn't able to make great use of it last time, and he realizes the only thing that was holding him back was the fact that he didn't have an exhaust. So that's what he's going to try to switch up here, because the TP did not help him at all.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of counterintuitive. It put him right in the middle of the minion wave where Huhi wanted him.
It mind gamed Huhi a little bit whenever Huhi was behind, but from a position in which you are already behind yourself, there's not a lot of benefit to it. You could definitely benefit from other spells more.
Yeah, he was very conscious of the teleport on Huhi's side, so he was like, when do I back? How do I back? How do I back and not get so punished for it? And he came up with a really good solution.
Worked out rather well. Huhi getting the wave pushed in his face as Abu222 is wielding that incredible effective HP in such a manner yet unseen. Perhaps I think Zhao had a style similar to this where we saw him go against Feed On and just use that effective HP sort of in your face. You know what? I've got more health. I'm just going to throw that.
When you're down 1-0, you kind of feel even more pressure in the fact that you almost had it. He was really close to having it, and he just didn't play it right, and he abandoned his strategy. That's something that I'm not like a huge fan of because of the fact that the teleport could have worked out for him. It could have been really good. But instead he opts for playing into Huhi's style, and we're going to have to see. But he doesn't change up his defensiveness either.
Yeah, it's aggressive plays that are going to benefit Huhi. Down on energy so far. He's once again down on CS. Seems like Abu222 is just a little bit better with that managing, missing yet another one. Huhi's starting to feel the pressure. Oh no, he doesn't feel the pressure. He's the guy who's got a lead. He can afford it.
Huhi or Abu222?
Huhi. Huhi can just, you know,
No.
I'm a little behind. That's okay.
No, they swapped. Huhi's the one with 13 CS. Abu222 is the one with 18.
Yeah, but Huhi's up around.
Up around? Yes. Yeah, he's up around. But in this game right now, he's kind of feeling a little bit of that pressure of Abu222. The potions, though, are being popped pretty liberally here from Abu222. He just popped a new one, even though he's really close to full HP. I think a little bit of that is actually going to go to waste.
Perhaps Huhi's not harassing him.
You see it?
Yep.
Potion had a portion of it go to waste there.
Burning away. Wow, and the moment the potion ticks off, Huhi dashes in and trades just a little bit more.
Yeah, there's another potion flying out there from Abu222. Burning.
He's hanging on to his last one.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to see how he's playing this. I think if he can get him, if he can burn through that last health potion, Huhi's actually going to have the health advantage. He's still down in CS, but they're both keeping even in experience.
It's really hard to get behind in experience. You have to miss a minion wave and really misplay it by a good range, especially since the experience range of creeps were increased to the point where a jungler can kind of steal some from doing the Raptor camp. I mean, I never do that as a jungler. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I never soak experience.
Who does that? Who does that sort of thing?
And then my mid laner's like, why didn't I hit 6 off that wave? It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
Clearing wards, man.
Just doing my camp.
I was clearing
I
wards.
was doing my camp.
Razorbeak. Experience steal 5 minutes in. Level 5 on both of our Zed carries. Huhi down about 10 CS. But he's got a minor health advantage and a lot of damage that he can throw into Abu222's face. Oh. Nope, doesn't hit him. Just cancels the back. Burns a lot of energy.
Abu222 hanging onto his energy, though. Both of them out of potions, but once again, Abu222 just seems to be in a better situation with his CS. Is he going to back at this point in the game? Yes, he is going to back at this point in the game, and who is he is going to continue to try and shove this wave up, but it's a cannon minion wave.
Yeah.
This wave has way more HP in it, so when it reaches the turret, it actually takes a long time to go down. And Abu222 buying 5 potions, 3 long swords for himself. But Huhi hits the level 6, and depending on how much experience is actually missed here by Abu222, it could be a problem.
Yeah, I really like how Abu222 is just going for this all damage style. Not going for any sort of sustain or Bilgewater or even for the Doran's blades. He's changing it up. He's out for blood this time.
Yeah, but up against somebody who just bought a Bilgewater Cutlass for themselves and returns with the same number of potions,
it's going to be a bit tricky.
it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. That Bilgewater Cutlass is going to give him that extra slow, and when I said before, nobody has flash in this, to really get away from that extra slow, he has to be careful of his Living Shadow management, or else Huhi just comes in and gets extra damage on him and can continue to chase him down.
We're effectively free. Now we are getting to level 6. We can see this is usually when we've seen most of the catalyst plays that end up spinning the match. But they typically occur after a lot more harass. We're not seeing quite as much harass this time around. It seems like players are content to sit back and trade around. Huhi finally, there he goes. He heard me.
Yep. Huhi realizing that he has a lot of damage output potential here, and he's not even that far behind in terms of what his output is to Abu222. I actually would say that he's ahead, especially with the fact that he has so much lifesteal off of the back of that Bilgewater Cutlass, and he's whittling through Abu222's potions already. Very intensely, too.
121 AD to the 100 and 21 AD of a Boo 222, but that's coming from the level advantage. Huhi rocking both summoner spells. What's he going to do? He continues to harass. Just sits there. He's evened up the CS, though.
And that's because he's putting so much pressure. Look at that. 4 potions on Who Is He over the 0 of a Boo 222. They both started with 5. But Who Is He with the extra life steal just doesn't have to do it. And Boo 222 felt the pressure.
Oh, man. The Boo 222 goes in, but it is not working out for him. Looking awesome. It's Huhi who takes game number 2.
Cool Zeds don't look at explosions. They walk straight away from them and know it's going to happen.
They certainly do. And that was an incredible play out of Huhi. He is going to advance to the round of 16. But real quick, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our donators. Very exciting.
Yep, Sandra for 50 cents. And we appreciate every donation towards the Humane Society and Extra Life. It's very appreciated. Jared for the $5. Chiramet with the $3. I'm sorry if I butchered that. And Daniel with $4. Probably didn't butcher that one. And Ruben with $2. So thank you guys very much for the donations to the Extra Life and the Humane Society, and also towards the prize pool. Because when you guys donate, we actually, or the people at Azubu, kind of match that. The winner of the tournament, everybody has kind of selected either Extra Life or Humane Society. So whoever wins this tournament gets 30% added on to the prize pool, so 130% towards their charity of their choice. So if the winner picks Extra Life, whatever's donated, we'll say $1,000. $300 extra goes to Extra Life, donated by Azubu. Second place is 20%, and third place is 10%. And everybody's kind of selected their charity ahead of time. So if everybody picks the same one, Azubu pretty much matched your donation by 60 cents for every dollar that you donate.
Toward that particular one. And I don't quite know how many viewers we have right now. It looks like it's 6,000, but if each of you donated $1, that would be $6,000 towards these charities. With 60% of that, that comes out to, I believe, $3,600, coming out to nearly $10,000 if everyone donated $1.
You just throwing out numbers there now, man. You get me.
Well, 9,600.
Yeah.
I rounded up.
Okay, good. But yeah, so basically for every dollar you donate, Azubu is going to put 60 cents into the pool that goes to one of these charities or is broken up between them. So donating money helps whichever one, the winner is kind of given to.
Yeah.
So.
And again, this is the best ZNA, as you can see by the banners we've got just about everywhere, not only on the website, but on this stream as well. We just watched Huhi take on a Boo 222 in a very exciting match and end up taking the series 2-0. Now, coming up next, we're going to see Yasui take on Linsanity. These are some very exciting people that we're going to be seeing, but I'm still hyped up to see what else is going to be happening later on tomorrow and when we get to some of these higher ranked matches, because Zhao, I don't think anyone's made it look as effortless as he did in his game.
Yeah, I think Xiao was one of the bigger skill disparities too, and it's not a champion that he's known to play, right? Like he didn't play this champion, he didn't play Zed during the regular season. He brought it out one time and it was actually a loss, and he had a 1.2 KDA on that champion when he brought it out in the LCS play, not during the regular season. So he hasn't really shown people his Zed skill, so he might even be here to make a little bit of a statement too. Just a little bit of fun, a little bit of a statement.
Just say, hey, I may not have been known for Zed before, but look out LCS.
Yes.
We're coming in hot. Speaking of LCS, speaking of Team Impulse, he's going to have to be working out with Impact now.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of languages on that team that hopefully everybody understands.
Yes, but it's exciting because Impact got to play with Faker of SKT fame. Now suddenly you've got Zhao playing Zed in the mid lane. It seems like Zed just seems to follow this guy wherever he goes.
And maybe he'll just do a ritual and bless Xiao ahead of time. But don't know if that'll be the case, but Xiao did make a pretty good showing today for himself.
He certainly did. And again, that was only the one. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the best ZNA, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Best ZNA. We are coming to you live from Azubu headquarters in Los Angeles, California. And we'd like to announce some more of the giveaways that we've got to throw at the stream.
Yep, and the winner of the Poro bundle, Jason Lee from Texas. So check your email, and you'll eventually be informed of how to receive these. And Snowdown bundle will be Johnny from the US of A. I don't know which Johnny it is, but we will see. And also Kemza Kolasinac, I don't know, from Bosnia. And then
Herzegovina.
Yes. Can you say that? I can't.
Herzegovina.
Okay. Hopefully that is correct.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
butchering it.
Winner of the $10 RP card is Tristan Tree from California. And the Best ZNA t-shirt is Jack Sandow from Minnesota.
Yeah, and from the other set, we do have Pedro Marquez from Portugal. And that you win the Snowdown bundle you win the Poro bundle. The Snowdown bundle for 2013 goes to Vesa Saarinen from Finland and Sean Nguyen from California. So if your name is Sean or Vesa or Pedro, check your email. Not to mention Jocelyn Lee, you win a $10 RP card, and Stephen Lamb
from California gets the Best ZNA t-shirt. And now donations, you guys. James Pelusi, $5. Thank you. Benoit Morellion. Morellon.
I don't know. Like Morello.
It looks like Morello, yeah. $20. Thank you very much for that. JG Aries Pinto, $1. And Albert Vors, 88 cents. We appreciate every little penny.
Yeah, and
that
from
is donated here.
MK, $1 for Extra Life. Thank you so much. Kobe Croucher, $5 towards Extra Life. Seems like people are finally starting to make their own decisions on who to send it to. Matthew Lure, $1 to both. And please give a Z shirt Lindstrom. That must have been interesting to put on the birth certificate.
that birth certificate.
Yeah.
Yes.
The doctor is, and how do you pronounce that?
The mother saw this one coming. Please give Zed's shirt. $2. Thank you. David, $2. Sebastian Tupper, $10, supporting Extra Life. Zion Miller, and even his teacher calls him Zion, $5. And once again, Benoit, I feel bad. I've mispronounced his name the first time. He says, whoops, I forgot to mention, his previous donation is for Extra Life, and keep up the good work, Zyrene, and Santa.
Hey.
Called you Santa.
That's close. Close enough. And, of course, Derek Augler, $10 to both. Martin Minkowski, $5 to both. And Jacob Wallerstein, $5 each way, which is how we would have split it either way, out of 10. So
$10 total from him. So, unfortunately, guys, we haven't announced it for you. We're going to be taking the stream down in a bit. We want to kind of stop taking it down and refocus everything for tomorrow's broadcast to bring you the best possible ZNA that we can. We're going to, right now, everything is pre-recorded, splice it all up, give you slow motion replays of things, make it better for you guys so that you don't miss any of the action and that it's as packaged as prettily as it possibly can be. So tomorrow, we're going to continue the rest of Group A, going to go into Group B. It'll be a little bit longer, but it'll be better for you guys.
Yeah, speaking of longer, we're going to be starting a bit sooner in the day at noon Pacific time. That's noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and I have no idea what that is.
Yes, so it's 1 hour earlier than it was scheduled.
Yes.
And it'll probably run 2 hours longer or so than what was planned before because we're adding on everything that wasn't covered today there. So we're going to work overtime for you guys. You guys, we really want to bring you all this great action, and nobody's happy with this, but we're going to be as excited as ever to see who comes out on top and is crowned Best ZNA tomorrow.
Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in and donating as much as you already have. Keep the donations going. Not only will you be entered in our giveaways, you will also be helping out these two excellent organizations on the stream for whom we are performing this entire event in the first place. Not to mention the fun fact of finding out who is the best Zed in North America. So from us here at Azubu headquarters, signing off, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Thanks.